On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Juncture.
A critical point or moment in time, often indicating a key decision or turning point, a place or point of connection, such as a joint or seam.
Examples:
The juncture of Eastern and Western cultures. Decisive juncture. At this juncture in the project, we must reassess our plans and make some changes.
Presumption.
An idea or belief taken to be true without proof or confirmation, an assumption or hypothesis based on incomplete evidence or understanding, a forward or audacious attitude or behavior that assumes too much authority or familiarity.
Examples:
Presumption against forfeiture. Presumption of guilt. It is a common presumption that doctors know best, but patients should always ask questions and be informed about their healthcare decisions.
Invade.
To enter aggressively into another's territory by military force for conquest and occupation.
Examples:
Invade other tissues. Invade his privacy. I have no intention to invade your privacy.
Befall.
To happen or occur, especially unexpectedly or by chance, to affect or happen to someone or something in a negative or unfortunate way.
Examples:
Befall tragedy. Misfortunes befall. I hope nothing bad will befall my family during the storm.
Denounce.
To speak out against, to strongly criticize something or someone.
Examples:
Denounce a statement. Denounce a heresy. He denounced the actions of the corrupt official.
Attest.
To provide evidence or proof of something. To confirm or certify the authenticity of something. To bear witness to the truth of something.
Examples:
Attest to the truth. Attest to the facts. I can attest to his honesty and integrity, as I have known him for many years.
Ascribe.
To attribute something to a particular cause or source.
Examples:
Ascribe everything to nature. Ascribe my failure to bad luck. The project's success was ascribed to the team's hard work.
Admiration.
The feeling or attitude of respect and approval for someone or something.
Examples:
Ungrudging admiration. Admiration by other people. The artist received admiration for their work from critics and fans alike.
Defiance.
Behavior characterized by an open refusal to obey someone or something.
Examples:
Fierce defiance. Adopt an attitude of defiance. He acted in defiance of our decision. A bold, swaggering display of courage or confidence that is intended to impress or intimidate people, often in a way that is exaggerated or insincere.
Examples:
Lose my bravado. Heroic bravado. The show of bravado by the bully only served to mask his insecurity and fear.
Mindset.
The established set of attitudes or fixed ideas held by someone.
Examples:
Flexible mindset. The mindset in an education system. Countries whose goal is economic development often focus on fostering an entrepreneurial mindset in each individual.
Perforce.
By necessity, inevitably, used to convey that something must be done or is unavoidable.
Examples:
Perforce delay our flight. Perforce inevitable. Due to the sudden change in government regulations, companies were perforce required to adjust their business models.
Reckless.
Marked by a lack of care about danger and the likely results of your actions.
Examples:
Reckless driving. In a reckless manner. Reckless youth makes rueful age.
Condescension.
An attitude of patronizing superiority or disdain towards others, often based on a feeling of superiority or arrogance.
Examples:
Attitude of condescension. His condescension toward anyone. The condescension in his tone was obvious as he spoke down to his colleagues.
Vineyard.
A farm where grapes are grown to produce wine.
Examples:
A productive vineyard. Vineyard worker. Vineyards stretch as far as the eye can see.
Upstate.
Relating to or located in the region that is located in the northern part of a state or country, particularly in the United States.
Examples:
Upstate Connecticut. Upstate region. He grew up in a small town in upstate New York.
Reassure.
To cause someone to feel sure, to give or restore confidence.
Examples:
Reassure anxious patients. Reassure market. The pilot tried to reassure the customers that the planes were safe.
Bevy.
A large group or collection of people or things, particularly a group of birds or women.
Examples:
Bevy of options. Bevy of beauties. A bevy of birds was flying together in formation.
Entourage.
A group of people who attend or surround an important and influential person.
Examples:
Presidential entourage. Member of his entourage. The politician and his entourage arrived half an hour late.
Puck.
A small, hard rubber disc used in ice hockey and other related games, a mischievous or playful sprite or demon in folklore and mythology.
Examples:
Hockey puck, puck handling. The hockey player took a shot but missed the puck entirely.
Grandchild.
A child of someone's son or daughter.
Examples:
Grandchild-grandparent relationship. Grandchild development. The grandparents take care of their grandchild while the parents are at work.
Loincloth.
A piece of cloth worn around the hips and covering the genitals, often worn as a basic garment or for ceremonial or athletic purposes.
Examples:
Traditional loincloth. Wear a loincloth. Tribal dancers in Rajasthan wear colorful loincloths during their performances.
Orthopedic.
Relating to the branch of medicine concerned with the correction or prevention of deformities, disorders, or injuries of the skeletal system and associated muscles, joints, and ligaments.
Examples:
Orthopedic shoes. Orthopedic clinic. The athlete visited the orthopedic surgeon to have her injured knee examined and treated.
Ostracize.
To exclude someone from a group or society by general consent, to avoid speaking to or dealing with intentionally.
Examples:
Ostracize individual. Ostracize group. His peers ostracized him for his controversial beliefs.
Anyhow.
Anyway, regardless of what has happened or been said.
Examples:
Anyhow possible. Anyhow it turns out. Anyhow, let's change the subject because I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Summon.
To order someone to come to or be present at a specific place such as a court, or to arrange a meeting formally.
Examples:
Summon a lawyer. Summon a city council. The chairperson was responsible for summoning committees.
Watchman.
A person who guards or keeps watch over a particular place, property, or group of people, often during the night. A person who is on the lookout for potential dangers or threats.
Examples:
Watchman duty. Night watchman. The watchman's whistle blew, signaling the start of the night shift.
Hosiery.
Garments made of tightly knit fabric designed to cover and fit closely over the feet and legs, such as stockings or socks.
Examples:
Silk hosiery. Black hosiery. The store has a special section for hosiery products, featuring tights, stockings, and socks of various designs.
Shovel.
A tool with a handle and broad scoop or blade used for digging or moving earth, coal, snow, or other granular materials.
Examples:
snow shovel, shovel blade. The construction workers used a power shovel to dig the foundation for the building.
Indignant.
Angry or resentful at what is perceived as unfair treatment.
Examples:
indignant expression, an indignant denial. She was indignant when she heard the news.
Deport.
To force someone to leave a country, typically on the grounds of illegal status or for having committed a crime.
Examples:
deport a refugee, deport dissidents from the party. The government has decided to deport illegal immigrants back to their home countries.
Precaution.
A measure taken in advance to prevent harm, danger, or injury, foresightfulness.
Examples:
airborne precaution, take extra precautions. As a precaution, the company locked all of its doors after a threat was made.
Cyanide.
A highly toxic compound consisting of a carbon atom triple bonded to a nitrogen atom, most often encountered as hydrogen cyanide or one of its salts, often used in industrial processes, insecticides, and as a lethal poison.
Examples:
cyanide poisoning, hydrogen cyanide. The use of cyanide as a chemical weapon is prohibited under international law.
Locket.
A small, often hinged jewelry pendant or ornament that opens up to reveal a space or compartment, typically for holding a photograph or memento.
Examples:
locket necklace, antique locket. She wore her late grandmother's locket as a cherished keepsake.
Handicraft.
A skill or trade that involves making things by hand, often using traditional methods and materials, which include activities such as woodworking, sewing, pottery, and weaving.
Examples:
handicraft workshop, traditional handicrafts. She spent her free time making handicrafts like pottery and crocheting to sell at the local market.
Midway.
In the middle of a process or journey, halfway between 2 points or stages.
Examples:
midway between our houses, midway through the flight. We stopped at a restaurant midway through our road trip for lunch.
Afterward.
After the time mentioned.
Examples:
a few years afterward. Go there afterward. We will explain the countermeasure concerning this problem afterward.
Vanish.
Disappear or stop being present or existing suddenly and completely.
Examples:
vanish into thin air. Vanish amid the crowd. 2 months later, my tumor vanished utterly.
Whisper.
To speak very quietly to somebody using the breath rather than the voice so that only those close to you can hear you.
Examples:
Answer in a whisper. The whisper of the leaves. He took me aside and whispered in my ear.
Reclassify.
To divide things or people into new or different groups.
Examples:
Reclassify some of its books. Reclassify the mollusks. The scientists tried to reclassify the new species as a subspecies of a related species.
Industrious.
Hardworking, diligent, and persistent in effort.
Examples:
Industrious worker. Industrious student. He was known to be very industrious and would often work late into the night.
Resurgent.
Rising again, becoming active or strong again.
Examples:
Resurgent demand. Resurgent forest. The resurgent stock market has led to increased investor confidence.
Virulent.
Extremely harmful or poisonous, especially in a physical or biological sense, highly infectious or contagious, intensely bitter or hostile.
Examples:
Virulent disease. Virulent criticism. The virulent virus spread rapidly through the close-knit community.
Reckon.
To think or believe something.
Examples:
Hard to reckon. Reckon the company as a rival. He reckons that corruption was rampant in the regime.
Segregate.
To separate or set apart from others, often based on race, gender, or some other characteristic.
Examples:
Segregate by race. Segregate boys and girls. The school board decided to segregate students by the ability to meet their needs better.
Foreman.
A person in charge of a group of workers, typically in a factory, construction site, or other industrial settings. A juror who presides over jury deliberations and speaks for the group in court.
Examples:
Foreman position. Foreman duties. The foreman on the construction site is responsible for overseeing the workers and ensuring that the project is completed on time.
Mast.
A long pole aboard a boat or ship that holds up the sails.
Examples:
Mast height. Built up mast. The main cabin is located in front of the mast.
Hem.
The edge or border of a piece of cloth, typically sewn to prevent fraying or unraveling. A small margin or border around something. Verb, to fold the edge of a piece of fabric and sew it down to create a neat and secure finish.
Examples:
The hem of a dress. Hem the skirt. The hem length of her dress was perfect for the evening event.
Step.
A vast, wide, and usually treeless plain, typically found in semi-arid or arid regions, characterized by fertile soil and grassy vegetation, often used for grazing livestock. An expansive and open grassland ecosystem found in Eurasia and North America.
Examples:
Steppe climate, barren steppe. The nomadic tribes set up camp on the vast steppe.
Swoop.
To rapidly or forcefully descend upon something or someone from a great height or distance, to rush or pounce upon.
Examples:
Swoop down the water slide. Swoop up the escalator. The eagle swooped down from the sky to catch its prey.
Shrewd.
Marked by sharp intelligence and keen awareness, having good judgment and practical know-how, characterized by a savvy or astute manner.
Examples:
Shrewd negotiation tactics. Shrewd observation. The shrewd businessman always knew the right moves to make to succeed.
Idealist.
A person who is guided by ideals or principles rather than practical considerations or reality. A person who seeks to achieve a particular vision or goal for the betterment of society or humanity.
Examples:
Idealist at heart. An idealist perspective. As a dedicated idealist, she always fought for what was right, no matter the cost.
Affectionate.
Showing fondness, love, or affection towards someone or something, expressing care and tenderness in gestures, words, or actions toward others.
Examples:
Affectionate relationship. Affectionate kiss. The elderly couple always stayed affectionate towards each other throughout their marriage.
Sundry.
Various or diverse, of different kinds or sorts, miscellaneous.
Examples:
Sundry income. Sundry expenses. He went to the store to buy sundry items such as batteries, a toothbrush, and snacks.
Conspicuously.
In a way that is easily seen or noticed, obviously, prominently.
Examples:
Conspicuously absent. Conspicuously overpriced. The expensive watch was conspicuously displayed on his wrist.
Preside.
To be in charge of or to lead a meeting, ceremony, or organization.
Examples:
Preside at the piano. Preside over ceremony. The president will preside over the meeting tomorrow.
Spectre.
A ghostly or haunting image or apparition, a threatening or ominous presence that causes fear or anxiety.
Examples:
Spectre of death. Political spectre. The specter of unemployment loomed over the young graduates as they exited the university.
Cloak.
A type of loose, outer garment worn over the shoulders and fastened at the neck, often with a hood, something that covers or conceals something else, a mask or disguise.
Examples:
Cloakroom, hooded cloak. The magician seemed to disappear when he threw his cloak over himself.
Ghastly.
Causing great horror or fear, shockingly unpleasant or bad.
Examples:
Ghastly sight, ghastly mistake. The child's ghastly scream echoed through the haunted house.
Tremulous.
Tending to shake or quiver, timid.
Examples:
Tremulous handwriting, tremulous hand. Her voice was tremulous as she spoke in front of a large audience.
Concerto.
A composition for one or more solo instruments and an orchestra, typically in 3 movements.
Examples:
Piano concerto, violin concerto. A renowned symphony orchestra performed the piano concerto.
Dedicate.
To give all of your energy, time, etc., entirely to a specific person, activity, or cause, to set apart for a particular purpose or use.
Examples:
Dedicate a few hours. Dedicate a chapter to the subject. He dedicated his life to helping others.
Adagio.
A slow tempo in music, slower than andante, but faster than largo.
Examples:
Adagio dance, adagio music. The adagio section of the piece was played with great emotion and expressiveness.
Religioso.
Instructing musicians to perform the indicated section of the composition in a religious, devotional, or solemn manner, deeply pious, devoted, or religious.
Examples:
Religioso music. The choir's religioso performance. Her voice had a religioso quality that resonated deeply with the audience during the hymn.
Iniquity.
Immoral or unfair behavior, wickedness, a grossly immoral or unjust act or situation.
Examples:
Commit moral iniquity, social iniquity. The politician spoke out against the iniquity of the corrupt government officials.
Reproach.
The expression of disapproval, blame, or disappointment towards someone for their actions or behavior. An act of criticizing or rebuking someone. Verb, to express disapproval or disappointment.
Examples:
Reproach him for his negligence. A voice filled with reproach. She couldn't help but feel a sense of reproach towards her friend for betraying her trust.
Vow.
To make a promise or commitment, usually formal and solemn.
Examples:
Vow allegiance to the new king. Vow never to give up. They vowed to love and support each other for the rest of their lives.
Presume.
To suppose or assume something to be true, often without sufficient evidence or proof, to take liberties, behave impolitely, or overstep one's bounds, often due to arrogance or ignorance.
Examples:
Presume innocence. Presume on his tolerance. I presume you've already made plans for the weekend since you didn't respond to my invitation.
Skein.
A length of thread or yarn loosely coiled and knotted, a tangled or twisted mass of something, a flock of geese or other water birds in flight.
Examples:
Colorful skein. Tangled skein. The knitter carefully untangled the skein of yarn before starting her project.
Tinker.
To make repairs, adjustments, or improvements to something, especially in an experimental or makeshift way.
Examples:
Tinker with the bill. Tinker with the settings. He spent the afternoon tinkering with his car engine.
Prodigious.
Remarkable or extraordinary in size, amount, or degree, extraordinary in ability or talent.
Examples:
A prodigious storm. Prodigious talent. The prodigious artist's work was featured in a major museum exhibition.
Intern.
To put someone in prison, especially for political or military reasons. Noun, a student or trainee who works, sometimes for free, to get work experience or to fulfill qualification criteria.
Examples:
Intern civilians. Medical intern. The Navy interned ships of defeated nations.
Codex.
A manuscript book, especially one written in the medieval period, before the invention of printing.
Examples:
Codex manuscript. Medieval codex. The archaeologists found a codex buried alongside a mummy in an underground tomb.
Pictograph.
A symbol or picture that represents a word, phrase, or concept, a form of communication that uses pictures or symbols to convey information.
Examples:
Hand-drawn pictograph. Pictograph symbols. The cave paintings are ancient pictographs that tell stories of the past.
Hieroglyph.
A writing system using picture symbols, such as the one used in ancient Egypt.
Examples:
Egyptian hieroglyph. The hieroglyph of the bird. Each beautiful hieroglyph represents either an idea or a sound.
Cram.
To force or try to fit a large amount of information into a short time, especially in preparation for an examination. To force or try to fit a large amount of something into a small space.
Examples:
Cram more circuits into chips. Cram 5 people into a car. She had to cram for the final exam and stayed up all night studying.
Ingratiate.
To try to gain favor, approval, or acceptance by doing or saying things that please others. To make oneself more attractive or agreeable to someone.
Examples:
Ingratiate by doing favors. Ingratiate with the boss. She tried to ingratiate herself with the boss by praising his work.
Dazzling.
Shining brightly, highly attractive or exciting.
Examples:
Dazzling debut. Dazzling views. Last night, the team delivered dazzling performance.
Convene.
To come or bring together a group of people for a meeting or activity.
Examples:
Convene a press conference. Convene the council. The Parliament will convene at 1 p.m. tomorrow.
Enormity.
The quality of being extremely evil or wicked, the vastness of size or extent.
Examples:
Grasp the enormity. The enormity of the task. The enormity of the financial fraud was uncovered after years of investigation.
Titanic.
Of or having a great size, power, or influence, of or relating to titanium, equals a light, strong gray, lustrous, corrosion-resistant metallic element.
Examples:
Titanic battle. Titanic compound. The Titanic ship sank on its maiden voyage.
Skyline.
The outline of buildings and other structures against the sky, especially when viewed from a distance.
Examples:
Skyline view. Downtown skyline. The skyline of the city was dotted with tall buildings.
Trample.
To step heavily on something or someone, causing damage or injury.
Examples:
Trample down his feelings. Trample on the rights. The plants in this garden are precious, so you must not trample them.
Furious.
Extremely angry, full of rage.
Examples:
Furious anger. A furious sea. The coach was furious with the players for their lack of effort during the game.
Concede.
To acknowledge or admit the truth or existence of something, often reluctantly.
Examples:
Concede a territory. Concede a point. He had to concede defeat after losing the game.
Insatiable.
Impossible to satisfy or content, having a strong desire or craving that is excessive or unquenchable.
Examples:
Insatiable curiosity. Insatiable appetite. His insatiable hunger for success drove him to work countless hours.
Irrepressible.
Impossible to control, restrain, or suppress, exuberant or overflowing with energy or enthusiasm.
Examples:
Irrepressible joy. Irrepressible smile. The child's irrepressible laughter filled the room.
Doomsday.
The last day of the world when Christians believe that God will judge everyone, an unpleasant or disastrous event.
Examples:
Doomsday scenario. Economic doomsday. This task is going to take me till doomsday.
Scant.
Barely sufficient or adequate, lacking in quantity or amount.
Examples:
Scant resources. Scant century. There was a scant amount of food left in the fridge.
Extinguish.
To cause a fire to stop burning or light to stop shining.
Examples:
Extinguish a cigarette. Extinguish the street lamp. Firefighters made every effort to extinguish the blaze immediately.
Daunt.
To intimidate or discourage someone, often by making them feel afraid or uncertain, to lessen someone's courage, enthusiasm, or spirit.
Examples:
Daunt the enemy. Daunt his courage. The idea of skydiving can be daunting to some people.
Risible.
Capable of causing laughter, amusing or laughable, also used to describe someone prone to laughing or inclined to laughter.
Examples:
Risible suggestion. Risible excuse. The comedian's risible jokes had the audience roaring with laughter.
Esoteric.
Intended for or likely to be understood by only a small number of people with specialized knowledge or interest.
Examples:
An esoteric religion. Esoteric tome. The book's content was so esoteric only a select few scholars could fully understand it.
Seditious.
Saying or doing something that is intended to encourage or incite rebellion or resistance against an established authority or government, promoting or advocating rebellion or insurrection.
Examples:
Seditious libel. Seditious behavior. The seditious speech incited the crowd to riot against the government.